At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. That old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present this amazing state tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams. It's our future leaders, it's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on a successful year, and remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
The city draped in pink for 4 days of the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships. It's Coralville, the home of the IGHSAU State Volleyball Tournament, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Welcome inside the Extreme Arena. And upstairs, the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. 2 teams that both played for a state championship a year ago, both falling 1 match short of that coveted title. And again, welcome into the broadcast booth. Sarah Negastal with you, joined by Austin Oliver. And Austin, what a matchup we have here. The 4-5s always seem to be good, but this one looks especially good. Indianola back up in Class 5A this year.
Absolutely, taking a step up from the 4A game, title game they were at last year. The Indians are going to be led by a couple senior outside hitters. Cameron Overton came into the state tournament here with 340 kills, and then Aspen Nelson coming in with a good number herself with 302. So bulk of the kills coming from those two, and then we flip the set over to the Dowling Catholic Maroons. They're going to be led by a pair of seniors as well. Libero Annalise Grant will be heading to Iowa State next year, and she has the school record for digs. And then we also have the setter Ella Rogers coming in with an astounding 826 assists there for the Maroons. They run that 5-1 setting situation, so she does get a bulk of the assists, but still it's just a huge number for her.
Absolutely. We're going to get into these 2 teams here in just a second. If you're just joining us earlier in Class 5A here on this court, it was Pleasant Valley, the number 1 team, looking like the number 1 team as they take down Waukee, the number 8 seed, 25-23, 25-19, and 25-15. So Pleasant Valley will be watching on as they get the winner of this matchup.
Absolutely. Waukee gave them a little bit of scare in game number 1, but then they just kind of exceeded their presence on the Warriors and knocked that one out.
Well, let's take a look at how these 2 teams got here to state this season. Dowling Catholic is the 4 seed coming into tonight's matchup, this afternoon's matchup, rather I should say, 25-9 on the year. They were the champions in Region 4 in Class 5A, and they defeated Iowa City West in straight sets, 3-0. Ella Rogers has been so good this year. She's second in Class 5A with 9.3 assists per set this season. And just a freshman, Carolyn Crane, a block per set this year, tied for second best in Class 5A. Looking at Indianola now, 44 matches this year for Indianola, 38-6 is their record, back up into Class 5A. They defeated a very good West Des Moines Valley squad in the Region 5 championship. Aspen Nelson, we talked about her moments ago, 4.4 serve success per set this year, third best in Class 5A. And Cameron Overton, we're going to be mentioning her name all night long, all afternoon long, 3.4 kills per set, which is tied for 11th in Class 5A. Really good matchup when you look at these two teams.
Absolutely. This has been a part of this little Central Iowa conglomerate of high-level volleyball that they just kind of been beating up on each other all season long. So there are some losses on both of these teams' record, but they've been playing the cream of the crop all through the season and then conference play as well.
We're going to be set to go at about 2 o'clock today here on the IGHSAU Digital Network in a Class 5A quarterfinal between number 4 Dowling Catholic and number 5 Indianola. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We'll talk more about these two teams. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Erin Gerlich, executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. We're excited to have you join us for the Girls State Volleyball Tournament.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food and sustain our communities. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate both groups while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the court and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering on your school, we all play a role in making our state shine. So from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck in the tournament games.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville as Dowling Catholic, the Maroons, get ready to take on Indianola, the Indians, here in a Class 5A quarterfinal. And we talked about Pleasant Valley, the number 1 team winning. Well, now number 2 is also on with a straight sets victory as Ankeny Centennial takes down at Cedar Falls in straight sets. Final set was 25-23. Such an entertaining match over there. And we talked about Cedar Falls was right there for a lot of it, just couldn't find a way to finish those sets at the end.
Yeah, game 2 and game 3 were both pretty close. Went down to the last couple points. Just stayed in the game, kept that ball alive, and just couldn't get it over, pushed it to the final finish line there for them.
Well, let's take a look at this matchup that we've got here today between Dowling Catholic and Indianola. One of the glaring things that we saw when we saw that road to state was how many more matches that Indianola has played this year. And, of course, high energy. Ken Halstead over there, the head coach of Indianola, one of the biggest things he's been preaching to his team ever since they came back up to 5A was, hey, we don't have to play in 5A. We get to play in Class 5A. And they went out this year and really competed with some really good teams.
Yeah, I think they really raised the level of their play. Obviously, it's been a good storied program for a long time here, them being in the state title game last year, so it's not like there any newness for them on that front, but still to take that step up is always going to be a big challenge for most schools.
And for Dowling Catholic, they've been kind of the gold standard of getting to the state volleyball tournament. 13 straight years for Mary Beth Wiskus and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. She's been at the school 16. They've been here 13 straight years at the state tournament, have yet to find that elusive state title, finishing as the runner-up last year, number 1 seed coming in. They also finished as the runner-up in 2013, so 10-year difference there. What's it going to take for Dowling Catholic? A tough match here with Indianola, but what's it going to take for them to get?
Well, I think they're bringing in the experience from last year, being in that title game on the arm of Kenzie Dean, who went over to Kansas. She's not here anymore, so they've got to pick up that slack, and they've done that. They've played everybody that's out there, and some really, really good teams. Had some wins against those teams, had some losses against those teams, so they've been battle-tested throughout the whole year.
Yeah, and the other big note as well, if you're just tuning in here, of course, Dowling Catholic earlier in this month, or last month, I should say, early in last month, lost Siri Beecher, who was a big part of that team last year. She's here with the team. She's on crutches. Obviously won't be playing in this tournament. That's a huge loss for Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, I was at the game, calling that game at Centennial, or at Ankeny Hawks earlier in the season, so I know it was a tough loss for the team in general, but they had a little bit of time to make some adjustments and hopefully get that spot covered for them.
Let's go downstairs for today's introductions of the teams.
Final matchup featuring the Indianola Indians and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship and decorum shown by the qualifying schools during the season and state tournament week. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Carly Rich, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisor Committee, she is from Williamsburg High School, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school's scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Indianola, Jeanette Campbell. And from Dowling Catholic, Sarah Meshad, accepted today by Adam Vannersveld. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to just enjoy the game. Now, fans, it's time to introduce the players in today's 5A quarterfinal matchup. Let's meet the team from Indianola. Here are the Indians. Here are your non-starters. Number 5, Josie McGraw. Number 6, Abby Corbett. Number 7, Sully Downey. Number 11, Zoe Belt. Number 14, Lauren Danielson. Number 15, Elise Bierman. And number 17, Haley New. Your assistant coaches, Colby Kobeski, Rob Hine, Tom Longer, Chelsea Clark, Carmen Christensen, and Michelle Graham. And now here's your starters for the Indianola Indians. 8'5" junior number 2, Lauren Olson. 5'11" senior number 3, Cameron Overton. 5'8" senior number 4, Dana Blake. 5'8" senior number 8, Aspen Nelson. A 6-foot sophomore number 10, Madison Grover. And a 5'11" senior number 12, Mackenzie Sloan. Your libero is a 5'6" senior number 1, Macy Lurseth. Head coach for the Indians, Kent Halstead. Now let's meet the team from Dowling Catholic. Here are the Maroons, non-starters. Number 2, Libby Keeter. Number 6, Amaya Thompson. Number 7, Julia Stevenson. Number 11, Tessa Holtorf. Number 12, Caroline Crane. Number 14, Ava Gredicke. Number 18, Kennedy Klein. And number 20, Alexis Tice. Your assistant coaches, Marcy Scrigg, Leah McQuaid, Jesse Bach, Kaylee Fiala, Jenny Fisher, Ellie Flynn, and Danny Wong. And now here's your starters for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. 5'5" senior number 3, Ashley Stawn. 5'9" senior number 5, Kate Nelson. 6'1" sophomore number 8, Kaylee Klein. 5'9" senior number 9, Maddie Chapman. 6'2" junior number 13, Ellie Muller. And a 6'1" senior number 15, Ella Rogers. Your libero is a 5'6" senior number 1, Annalise Grant. Head coach for the Maroons, Mary Beth Wiskus. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you our officials for this match as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Your first referee, Craig Werner. Second referee, Kyle Steffens. Line judges, Samantha Stone and Jay Grassley. All right, who's ready for state tournament volleyball?
Well, welcome back upstairs, getting set for the number 4 seed. Dowling Catholic taking on the number 5 seed, Indianola, here in Class 5A. And, you know, these two teams both played in the state championship game a year ago. We talked about that. Both have been here for multiple years in a row. 3 for Indianola, 13 for Dowling Catholic. One of the big things coming in, you might still have some of those nerves playing a new season, but I think we're going to see some solid volleyball.
I think so. Right off the get-go, they should be prepared, should be used to this setup. Sometimes first-teamers, this setup of the courts, the way that they're set up is a little bit goofy. But, yeah, I think these guys are well-experienced and should be able to play right away very, very well.
And there's the Dowling Catholic huddle as Mary Beth Weskis getting her team set to go there. They're going to be coming out onto the court. But one of the things for Indianola this year is so many different offensive weapons. They've got, of course, Dana Blank. We talked about her. She's going to play the right side. She's going to play outside. She's also going to play the middle. They move their middle all around.
Yeah, there's just a lot of kills go all the way across the board for a lot of hitters here. I'm just looking at Aspen Nelson as well. It looks like she might be the secondary setter, but also has kills. One of the leading diggers as well on this team. So just really impressive. I'm excited to see her play as well.
Thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau presenting the 2024 Girls State Volleyball Tournament. As the sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the mat, on the court, and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. Thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau. Indianola in all purple. Lurseth, the libero, is in white. Grant on the all-tournament team in Class 5A a year ago. She is in maroon, and the Maroons are in white. Aspen Nelson is back to serve, and we are underway in this Class 5A quarterfinal as Dowling Catholic will get into system right away and find an early kill.
Kaylee Klein, the sophomore, gets outside, gets a nice cross cross-cut shot.
And just like that, Dowling Catholic is on the board, the 4 seed in this tournament. We'll send Ella Rogers back to serve this one. Indianola now will get into system for the first time. We'll see the near pin. And unable to take it is Dowling Catholic, so both teams get into system right away. Both teams find a kill.
Absolutely. Good passing to start off with. Like we talked about, the nerves aren't there, obviously. Usually it takes a couple serve receives to get into system, but both teams right in the system right away.
Serve on the way by Sloan for Indianola. From the 10-foot volleyball line, Indianola will set up into system again. Pushing this one over is Overton. We talked about her in the pregame show. Free ball to Dowling Catholic. They're in system. And that one is a touch off the block. Another kill for Klein. And Dowling Catholic back to the lead.
Yeah, we'll see Rogers for the Maroons. She'll be setting up 5-1, so that means we have 5 hitters out of there, single setter, so she'll be setting in the front row and in the back row. When she is in the front row, it'll limit herself a little bit with those 2 hitters, but she'll probably have a back row attacker as well.
And there comes Indianola right back as they find the kill. Rover with the kill for the Indians. And that'll send Sully Downey back to serve for Indianola. Received for Dowling Catholic, and that one goes a bit long out of Kate Nelson.
Tempo was good in the middle there, but just got a little bit too much on top of it and sent it out of bounds to the side.
Indianola back to the lead, 3-2 here in the opening set. Downey will continue to serve. Bump pass from the 10-foot volleyball line, received by Lursef, the outstanding libero for Indianola, and a little roll shot over the block. Sometimes it's not about the power, it's about the roll and the finesse.
Yeah, Dowling had a good block up there, so she saw that early and was able to just tip it right over the top and just right on that line on the sideline.
Downey will continue to serve. Little float serve. It's set up by Rogers here to the near pin, and that one is through the block this time. The kill will go to Grenicky here on that near pin. Annalise Grants, as Austin mentioned earlier, will play for Iowa State next year. Over 100 career aces this season for Grant. Tough serve. It is received by Indianola, but Lauren Olson couldn't get exactly what she wanted onto that one.
Yeah, the pass took the setter a little bit off the net and had to strike that a little bit out of position and just took that one quite a bit long.
Grant has 59 ace serves this season for Dowling Catholic, over 100 in her career. That one skims right over the top of the net. And on the far pin, a good strike by Cameron Overton. Coming right back is Dowling Catholic. And they'll find the kill with Ava Grenicky. Has a couple of kills here early in this set.
Yeah, Rogers showing as a setter she could play some defense too. Just stuck that one, put her right up into the air, and was able to get it past to the outside.
Rogers 42 kills this year as well. A very multi-talented setter. There's the quick and the kill for Dana Blake. We mentioned she would play the right side, the outside. There she's in the middle and goes to the quick there.
Yeah, just swiped it right off the edge of the block and sent it out of bounds. So touch kill for her.
And that'll send Cameron Overton back to serve, the 5'11 senior outside hitter. 50 ace serves for her this season as well. Controlled. Rogers will set. It is received and dumped over by McGraw. Back to the Indianola side. They'll set up into system and finds the kill. That's Aspen Nelson, the senior.
Yeah, just split the 2 defenders right there in the back row, and neither one of them was able to get to it. But yeah, Indianola will be playing a 6-2. I just wanted to see when she got to the front row how they'd be rotating that. But yeah, definitely going to be running a 6-2 with Nelson hitting in the front row.
And McGraw now setting. And she'll get an opportunity. Oh, Lurseth comes in and passes it instead. Off to the near side to Aspen Nelson. Now Dowling Catholic will set up. It is received. Back row attack by Overton, and she sends that one a bit long.
I will tell you one of the things that is a little bit unique about the way that they run that 6-2. They do have Nelson hitting strong side, which typically if you've got that setter, they're usually on that opposite just in case they have to use the setter as a setter from the front row. But looks like she's going to be hitting on strong side, at least right now. It could be a situation, like you said, that they may be moving some of those hitters around as well.
And a great set to the near pin, and the kill comes from Aspen Nelson. Josie McGraw in there to do the setting, and she got to Nelson perfectly. Lerstef is back to serve. 45 ace serves for her this year. 359 digs as the libero again this season. There's the slide, and that is tough to defend. Ellie Moeller, the junior, comes out the back door on the slide and finds the kill.
Yeah, no, the middle blocker was caught off guard and didn't slide outside with it, so it was a one-on-one on the outside, and that's a middle hitter. I'll take that every time, give the option to go cross-quarter down the line.
One of the things that Dowling, or Waukee Northwest, I should say, was doing really good in the championship game last year was blocking Dowling. Dowling's done a pretty good job of getting through those blocks so far here in this quarterfinals. That time, Aspen Nelson will find another kill. And we talk about that, new team this year, but for Dowling Catholic, a lot of these same girls were on that runner-up team a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely. A ton of experience coming back in. Should serve them well here again.
8-7, back and forth we go in this Class 5A quarterfinals. Overpass and right back down to the floor. Ellie Moeller, that's what 6-2 in the middle will do for you.
Holy cow, just popped that one down. Very, very nice kill. I think she just came off of a back little tempo set as well that was dug up, and just the overpass came right back to her. So she did a nice job of setting herself up for the second ball.
Alexis Tice, the sophomore, defensive specialist, is in, and she will serve for Dowling Catholic, her first one. And that one is sent long. It'll be a service error and goes right back to Indianola with the side out. Aspen Nelson now to serve. She'll serve from that far side. Everybody has the areas they're comfortable with serving. And awkwardly taken and unable to be controlled. Aspen Nelson finds the ace serve. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Channel Seeds, your local seed dealer. Visit channelseed.com as Aspen Nelson finds the ace serve for Indianola. She'll continue to serve. This time, battle for it at the net. Rogers battling there. Indianola right back on the board. Let's talk about that matchup. We've seen Madison Grover up front. Ellie Moeller as well battling at the front of the net.
Yeah, it's going to, right now Indianola's controlling a little bit of there. You're not going to beat Della Rogers very many times on a joust like that, but Indianola is able to get the ball back into play and get into system off of that drop shot there.
And that one is hammered down on the far pin by Kaylee Klein.
She just destroyed that ball right down the line, caught that setter sitting in defense right there, was not even a, just almost
down the line, which is a big point for Dowling Catholic as they were trailing by 3, have it back to 2. And they'll go with the roll shot, and it cannot be saved by Indianola. Great job again by Klein. Klein has had a great start to this match for Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, we've been through one full rotation on both teams right now. This will be the last rotation, starting over in the second rotation here for both teams, and it's about where we thought it was going to be. Almost tied up here as we get into the second rotation right around the players.
Klein has 4 kills. Indianola unable to push that one over with Overton. And just like that, Dowling from down 3, we're tied back up here in set number 1. Back to serve is Ella Rogers for Dowling Catholic. The back set blocked. Good up by Indianola. And now a line shot right down the tape. Dowling Catholic with Klein again going for a 5th kill from the back row. That is Lauren Olson, and she's unable to get enough of it.
Yeah, Rogers on a little mini run at the service line here. Got him some points, got the lead here for the first time in a little while here. 12-11 here.
Does have 26 ace serves this year. That one received by Lursef and just dumped over. Good up by Dowling Catholic. Grant will pass, and that one is sent well along by Gredeke. But that's what Grant is so versatile of a passer. She receives well.
Yeah, I got a ton of assists out there, too. 387 assists is a pretty big number for a libero as well.
In the middle, that one will find the line, and the kill is down for Gredeke, so she missed one moments ago, comes back, finds the kill in Dowling Catholic. Back to the lead, 13-12 here in the opening set, Class 5A quarterfinal. Service by Klein. And we've got, that was on the other courts. No, it was here. I thought so.
That was a weird little whistle there. I didn't know what was going on. The players really didn't react either, so that's what I was kind of curious about.
I thought the whistle was on our courts, but then everybody kept playing the volleyball, which I guess coaches want you to play till they make you stop. It is a two-contact violation against Dowling. Dumped over by Rogers. Lursef now will show off her passing ability, but that one is sent long by Cameron Overton.
Yeah, the bump set was just a little bit off the net and didn't get enough snap on the top of it, sent that ball long.
Annalise Grant back to serve here for Dowling Catholic, second time for her. Has been a mainstayer in this Dowling Catholic lineup her entire high school career. From the back row, received by Lursef. This one is set by Aspen Nelson this time, and blocked right back with the block from Kaylee Klein.
Now, Dowling really hasn't been scoring on the block necessarily, but the block's definitely become a part of what's going on out there for Dowling. It's causing Indianola having to make some changes here and do roll shots over the top and change around their hitting style a little bit.
15-13. Dowling Catholic back in the lead. Grant will serve. Received there by Downey. And sent long from the near side by Lauren Olson. And just like that, Dowling Catholic with their largest lead. We saw Indianola with a 3-point lead earlier, and that's going to force a timeout from Indianola. It is 16-13 in favor of Dowling Catholic. We'll come back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville right after this.
Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Never had to meet up against each other, I guess.
Back here to Coralville, the Extreme Arenas. It is 16-13 in favor of Indianola. In favor of Dowling Catholic over Indianola. And one of the things we were just talking about off air is these two teams, pretty close in proximity, have not played yet this year.
Yeah, within a half hour of each other probably. And I was looking through the schedule over the course of the season here, and they have not met each other. I know that they have been in some of the same tournaments and just have not run into each other. Just amazing. So I think you even said that they never had played each other at all, right?
I heard that in an interview with Coach Ken Halstead. Had mentioned that in his 13 years, they have not crossed paths, which is astounding between tournaments and state tournaments. But right back down the middle is Ellie Muller, the junior at 6'2".
Yeah, nice tempo set there. Pass was in a perfect position, and Muller just put that one away.
You know, one of the things we talked about is it's been a couple of years for Indianola in Class 4A. And so obviously not seeing each other as much, or I guess never, in the state tournament in the past decade or so. I'm not sure that was blocked. It was not. It's going to be 4 contacts against Dowling Catholic. Good effort by Klein in the back row, but just hits off the tape and comes out.
Yeah, just caught a ton of tape on that one. Very easily could have trickled over, but it was not to be in that one.
Cameron Overton will serve. A lot of seniors and juniors on this roster for Indianola. They bring back experience. Some younger players for Dowling Catholic, mixing it up. That's Nelson. Dowling Catholic will just have to go with the tip over. The pass wasn't exactly where they wanted it. Comes right back to Muller. She tried to go middle. Dug out nicely by Indianola. Now Grant on an overpass. Lursef will receive. McGraw will set in the middle. And we've got a good one here. Muller comes right back. Can they get the up? Indianola cannot. Muller finds the kill. A good attempt at it up there by Indianola. Just couldn't complete it.
I think everybody thought that ball was going to the outside, and she just took that one short and put it right into a great spot. Now, I think we do have Kennedy Klein on the outside. I think that's the younger sister of the other Klein sister who's in the back row. And I think she was the one that took the place of the injured hitter after that injury happened. So I think we got a pair of sisters out there playing right now together.
Addie Chapman is in to serve. She's an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. And her serve, and we've got a whistle. And it's going to be 2 contacts against Indianola. And just like that, Dowling Catholic back to a 5-point advantage. Chapman will continue to serve. 4-year player for Dowling Catholic. The 5'9" defensive specialist. Sends this one a bit long. Service error. Though with a lead, obviously you don't want those at any time, but at the 19-point mark, have a little bit of a lead.
Yep. You wanted those servers to be aggressive, just be controlled aggression.
Lursef will serve for Indianola. Jump serve overtaken by Grant. Back sent by Muller. And a block. Did it find the line? It did not. It goes out, and Dowling Catholic leads 20-15.
Yeah, the slide worked to perfection. Just hit it off that block. It just barely got out of bounds for the Maroons to get a point. Kind of well in control of game number 1 here. Kind of went back and forth. They had a little mini run about mid-teens there and have kept the lead.
Let's see if Indianola can find a side out. Aspen Nelson is going to attack, and she attacks that one pretty well. Grant goes after it, but sends it behind the pin. Actually behind the R2 official. That's well out of bounds, and it's now 2016. Josie McGraw is in. She will serve, the 5'7" setter. For Indianola, Muller will set in the middle. That's a touch. And Klein continues to dominate here in the first set. Finds her 5th kill. Just unable to be handled by McGraw. Alexis Tice is back in. The sophomore, her first one went a little bit long. And she'll go right back there again, 21-17. So Indianola hangs around. 4-point lead for the Maroons.
Yeah, the sophomore just stared at her hands after it happened and said, "How did you do this for me?" She'll get that back in there. She's been a great server all year long. Seen her play several times. They'll come back to her. She's in there for a reason.
And Nelson will serve this one. Oh! Did it go out? It did. There was no touch. Says the line judge went right through the hands of Dowling Catholic and goes long. And, of course, those line judges right there on top of it, and they're the best in the states. I'm not sure how that didn't touch any Dowling Catholic player. So instead, it's 22-17.
Maroons caught a break there for sure.
Muller will serve. A late play on that one by Olsen. A good up by Indianola. Lursef will just push it to the back row. In system. Oh, now not. Is Dowling Catholic. Pass wasn't where they wanted it to be. The block is up. And that one is sent long with no touch. And the point will go to Dowling Catholic, 23-17. That block came early. They knew where it was coming. Didn't get a piece of it. They let it go long.
Rogers going to South Dakota next year has lengthened the lead here to 7.
Big block. Up front by Dowling Catholic as Kate Nelson. 75 blocks on the year now. The middles have been phenomenal this year for Dowling Catholic. Nelson and Mulder have been 2 of the best blockers in the Des Moines area and around the state in Class 5A. It is set points for Dowling Catholic. What kind of a run can Indianola make? Grants. Muller will bump set it. And it is Klein. Who else had an outstanding match, outstanding set, and Klein finishes it from the far pin.
25-17, game number 1.
In favor of Dowling Catholic. We'll come back, talk about this one, get you set for set number 2 between the Maroons of Dowling Catholic and the Indians of Indianola. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
the place for you.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Darren Eggleston, Austin Oliver with you. Here in Class 5A, it is Dowling Catholic taking the first set over Indianola 25-17. And we saw back and forth through an early portion of that first set, but the strength of Dowling Catholic really flexed their muscles late in that set.
Yeah. Just look at some of the stats here. Klein with 6 kills, Moeller with 4 kills. I think between those two had some really pivotal points there at in that first game. It kind of was the midpoint of that game where things kind of turned Dowling's direction, and they got things going. Leading kill getter for the Indians is Nelson at 4 kills, but they'll just need to get their percentages raised definitely in the second game here if they want to compete with the Maroons in game number 2.
Now, if you're Indianola, how are you going to try to put a block on or try to stop what Kaylee Klein has done so far in this first set? She has been fantastic for Dowling Catholic.
Well, they're probably talking about that right now. They got to identify, where she's at on the court at all times, and make sure that there's that double block on her. And you may end up giving some one-on-ones to some of the other hitters for Dowling, but we're going to always try to have a double block on her every time she goes up to swing.
Our stats and breakdown of set number 1, it's brought to you by Suka. Thank you so much to our good friends at Suka. Getting set for set number 2 here in the Class 5A quarterfinal between the number 4 seed, Dowling Catholic, 25-9 this year, 44 matches for Indianola. They played a rugged schedule this season.
I'm still amazed that they didn't see each other at all. I just completely surprised myself on my prep for the game. I didn't even check that, and I'm just, like I said, completely surprised that they didn't play each other.
15 games against state tournament teams this year for Indianola. They went 10-5, played 7 against 5A schools, 5 against 4A schools, 2 against 2A schools, and 1 against 1A schools. Grant will start serving here in set number 2. Not a must-win set for Indianola, but really don't want to fall behind 2-0. Nelson going to try to get things going, and that was in the back row. I think it also would have possibly been a touch up front as well, but it lands in. That's all that matters, and Aspen Nelson has Indianola on the board.
Yeah, it looks like rotationally wise, Indianola starts the game out exactly as they did last game, so no adjustments rotation-wise for them. Because Nelson served the first ball for them last game. Really
tough play there for Dowling Catholic on the slide by Nelson. There's the block up front. We talked about how tough these blockers are. Back set. Can Dowling Catholic play this one? They cannot, as they are off the back of the court and they are out.
Yeah, Coach Wiskus is asking about that space back there, and so the ruling on that one is as soon as they step off of the what is that, play surface?
Yep.
That the ball's dead, correct?
Yeah, the sport court.
Yep.
And there's an attack by Klein, who had 5 kills in the first set to lead for Dowling Catholic. And just like that, Indianola has got the crowd going, and they lead 3-0 here early in set number 2. Indianola's had some tough matches this year and have continued to fight, including a first night loss to Ankeny Centennial. That was a dogfight the entire night. There's an attack by Klein. Great job of the back row by Lauren Olson with the dig. Pushed back over by Mulder. Seth will pass this one, and that one is going to be out. Hit the top of the net and redirected it out by Overton.
Yeah, I got Rogers going back to serve. Just a unique situation with her coming in at 6'1" for a setter, and even at 5A. It's just something that's pretty unheard of. So with them running that 5'1", she's really a dominant blocker up there on the right side, even when she's at the setting position. So I think she's been a big part of their blocking setup that's worked really well against Indianola so far.
A way to keep her in the game, but this time the serve goes long. And it's back to a 3-point lead for the Indians of Indianola, 4-1. Klein will take this one. Mulder will set far pin to Klein. She'll just push it over the net. Now Indianola will come back, and a great attack by Overton. We continue to talk about her here on the near side.
Yeah, Kate Nelson was there for the block, but just had a little bit of space between her and the net when that ball came over. She took the ball right down with her. She came down from her blocking attempt.
Salone will continue to serve, the 5'11" senior middle hitter. Mulder will bump set this one back to Klein, and she finds her first kill in set number 2. Just like that, Klein is back on the board. 7th kill of the night for Klein. And now she's back to serve. Nelson will set near side to Overton, and Overton splits the defenders down the middle and finds the kill.
Yeah, Overton just crushed that ball. Great set to the outside, and she just destroyed that ball.
IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com as Zoe Belt is in, the senior defensive specialist, and she will serve right over the top of the tape. It skims the net. Dowling able to play it. Blocked for Indianola. Dowling back into their system, and they'll find a kill with Gredeke.
Gredeke got about as much of that top of the tape as she could, but still had enough power to get it roll over the top of it, and it just lit in between all the defenders that were standing there ready for it.
And we'll see the serve this time by Alexis Tice, the young sophomore for Dowling Catholic. It is playable this time. Just push to the back row, now dumped over by Dowling Catholic. They'll play with Lauren Olson, and Lauren Olson finds the kill off the touch of Dowling Catholic. It's 7-3 Indianola. Lauren Olson, the senior, this team made up of juniors and seniors for Indianola. One sophomore on the team, no freshman on this Indianola team, and they are rolling as Aspen Nelson, the 5'8" senior, finds the kill. Over 300 kills in the regular season and regional tournament. Finds one here, 8-3, Indianola by 5. Serve comes from Overton. That's going to be an ace serve. Ace serve from Cameron Overton. And Dowling Catholic will take a timeout. It's 9-3 Indians. After they lost the first set, come out firing in set number 2. We'll come right back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville, there you see the Dowling Catholic Maroons breaking the huddle. What do you think that conversation was like for the Maroons?
Well, I think this is the opportunity they get to lean on some of that senior experience and that tournament experience and get themselves back into the game. I'm sure a couple of those seniors had some things to say, as well as coach to get them going in the right path here.
And the block up front. Dana Blake and Josie McGraw find the block up front, 5'7" and 5'8" with a big block for Indianola.
Well, everything's just going right for the Indians right now.
And again, Overton will continue to serve. Another block, this time and up by Dowling Catholic. They'll have to go over with it. Indianola in system, but Aspen Nelson sends that one a bit long. Here on the near pin. 10-4. The Maroons will continue to serve. Back to serving with Maddie Chapman, defensive specialist. 28 serves this year. Sends that one a bit long. Now 11-4.
Yeah, servicing errors have come at some pivotal times there as Dowling's trying to claw back into this match and just cannot have those servicing errors. But alas, there we have it.
This is Larseff. She will serve. Taken by Grant, who is so good with that serve, receive, and passing. And this one is just shoveled down the line by McGraw, the setter. And it's now 12-4 Indianola. The defending champs are in action now as Waukee Northwest taking on Ankeny over on court number 2. Defeated Dowling Catholic in 5 in the state championship, one of the better state championship games we saw a year ago. With Waukee Northwest winning the first 2 sets, Dowling Catholic winning the second 2 sets, but then it was all Waukee Northwest in the 5th to win the state title. Dowling will serve. McGraw will set to Aspen Nelson, and she sends that one well long. That one landed out the back of the court, and it is now 12-6.
Yeah, Indianola out to that good lead here. I think that if there's any much more of a run here for Dowling, it'll be a timeout for the Indians to get them to regroup, and it may be coming right about now. But we'll see what happens here. As a coach, it's a tough decision on when to rely on your team to try to dig themselves out of a situation like this or when to call a timeout. He does call the timeout.
There's the timeout. Indianola still leads 12-7. We'll come right back on the IGHSAU Digital Network.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville. It's the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. There's Indianola breaking their huddle in the purple. Dowling Catholic in the white. And Staun will be back to serve. Another 4-year player for the Maroons in her senior season with Dowling Catholic. And that one is an answer back and a kill for Mackenzie Sloan. As Sloan gets into the offense now. Her second kill of the match.
So a good timeout there by Kent Halstead. Gets his team going back in the right direction.
McGraw will serve. Moeller will set far pin to Klein, and Klein absolutely murdered that volleyball, but an even better dig by Indianola, and they come back with a roll shot, 14-7. Played that pass so well off the dig, and it turns into a point for the Indians.
I think it was Downey there with the dig. Just a beautiful ball. Well hit ball from Dowling and a better dig.
Here comes Indianola. Tough set by McGraw, but they are able to feed it over the net. Grant with the pass to Klein. Klein finds the corner pocket, back row. Hits corner there and finds the kill, 14-8.
Kill number 8 for Klein. Took a while for her to get there, but nice cross-court shot to that deep corner.
Klein now over 300 kills for the season. Came in 6 shy of that. And is poised for more in this match if Dowling Catholic's going to find the win. And that was a great roll shot there by Kate Nelson. There's nobody in the back corner for Indianola.
Yeah, but that offense all started by the great pass from Grant. Just perfection there right to the setter. And is able to take all of her options and picked one out to run the tempo in the middle.
That was one of the keys for Coach Wiskus as we find the kill here on the near side by Indianola. But that was one of her keys coming in, was that first pass, that either serve receive or the dig. That first pass has to be sharp for Dowling Catholic. And we've seen a bunch of that so far in this match. And Grant's one of those players that, like Klein, who comes right down the line. Looked like she was going to try to go to the middle with that one and then kind of just rolled it back off the net.
Yeah, what an angle, though. I mean, just had a cut shot to dream about right there. Just put that ball away.
And no way for Indianola to play that successfully. Nelson will back set this one. Sloan finds the kill. Mackenzie Sloan on the backside, picking up a couple of kills now here in set 3. 3 total kills for her tonight. 2 of which have come in this set, and now she is back to serve. Sometimes that happens. You get a good kill, and then it's your turn to serve, and we'll have a touch against Indianola, and a great answer by Dowling Catholic to prevent this from getting even further away.
Yeah, still 5 points, so Indianola's got some room to work with here, but they just need to really play side-out volleyball the rest of the way here, and they're going to pull themselves out a win. They even got a few opportunities to get some lapses, but Dowling's going to need to go on a run, and there's the start of it right there.
Kaylee Klein finds the ace serve. Brought to you by Channel Seeds. Aces in today's match are brought to you by Channel Seeds, your local seed dealer. Visit channelseed.com today. Klein comes back with another tough serve. Off the block, and Indianola will have a chance here. Overton over the top of the block. Good defense by Dowling Catholic. And no up from Indianola. Pushed over the net by Gredeke.
Yeah, I just want to call out Kennedy Klein was on the opposite outside hitter. That tip, she came all the way across and popped that ball up for them to get an opportunity to run back into the middle. Was going to be completely out of position, but played her position exactly the way she should have.
Klein will continue to serve. Overpass. Now there's a battle for it. We've got a whistle, point to Dowling Catholic.
It was a
back row
attack. Yeah,
yep.
So the setter went up there and, well, it might not have been I think it was the setter had gone up there and tried to battle for it. And in all actuality, she's probably trying to keep it on her side, but just happened to go over when the touch happens. So it's an automatic call.
She was trying to bring that one back for Indianola, just unable to get there. Oh, a big block, but it goes out. Great job by the near side blockers on the pin.
There's some net there. There's a net violation there too. I think they might have missed there as they were both of those blockers were rising up. I think one of them caught the bottom of the net, but didn't matter anyway. So.
Yep. Referee standing right where that was, so of course right on top of it. And Indianola really close to doing the same there, but able to stay out. Here's the back set to Overton, and that is going to be a block for Dowling Catholic. It rolled up the tape, and Indianola tried to play it, just were unable to do so.
Yeah, it wasn't a very pretty block, but got the job done.
At this point in the state tournament, you're probably okay with any block that
absolutely
scores. Of course, officially a block when it does score. 17-15, Dowling Catholic trying to make their way back in, but a service error. We've seen a couple of crucial service errors here for Dowling Catholic. They were able to overcome them in the first set, winning 25-17. But now trailing by 3 here in set 2 as Indianola trying to tie this 4-5 matchup right back up. Rogers will set. That was Grenicky that goes over. Block up front by Dowling Catholic, but a good up by Indianola. Grant, great communication, tells everybody I've got it. Now a chance to be in system for Indianola, and Aspen Nelson brings the hammer from the near pin.
Yeah, Nelson just takes that out-of-system ball and just thumped it. Split the block down low and was able to get it right through there.
Every team here at the state tournament, when they're in system, are a good volleyball team. Sometimes it comes down to which teams play the best out of system. And we saw Indianola there trying to be a candidate for that. Dumped over by McGraw. Now she'll set this time in the middle, and that's going to be a touch and a point as Dana Blake. Haven't talked about Blake as much as we thought we were going to in this match, but she comes up big when Indianola needs her most. 20-15, a 5-point lead. We'll take it as well. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to the Extreme Arena in Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. There's the Indianola huddle, trying to even this match at 1 game apiece, and Aspen Nelson has been doing everything she can to keep this Indianola team here in set number 2.
Just a heck of an all-around player. Just does a little bit of everything. Just obviously the heartbeat of that team, right? Just all over the place.
She digs well, she passes well, and she attacks well for Indianola. Overton will serve, and it is going to be an ace serve taken off the back of Klein. Unable to get to it. Brought to you by Channel Seeds. They're the sponsor of all of our ace serves in this tournament. And we're looking for a volleyball. There we go. Great job by the ball girls that do such a great job of chasing all these balls around. This arena a little bit bigger than your local high school gymnasium, so a great group of ball girls in pink shirts. You see them standing down there by the R1. They're chasing after the balls and rolling them to each side for both teams to keep these games rolling. Roll shot by Aspen Nelson, and she finds the line. 22-15. Just talked about Nelson. She comes right back and shows her strength, trying to give Indianola a set 2 win. Muller will set back road to Klein. Klein had to just roll that one over to make sure she contacted there in the back row. Now she's going to attack from the back row, and she finds it. Absolutely. We are sitting right down that line, and the line judge right on top of it as Klein crushes that one in for Dowling Catholic.
She had to chase that bad boy down and snapped on top of that one and put her right on that back line. Great shot out of her.
And she makes it look so easy.
It does, yeah.
To you at home, I mean, that is not an easy play by Klein. Trying to hit out of the back row. Continues to dominate here for Dowling Catholic. They'll get in system here. Set to Muller. And Ellie Muller finds another kill. Her 5th of the match.
Rogers did a nice job of adjusting to that pass, and then still was able to keep it in tempo for that middle hitter.
22-17, Indianola in command. But can they finish the deal here in set 2? And there's Dana Blake. Just talked about, we hadn't talked about her as much, making an impact late in set number 2.
Yeah, just her second kill of the match, but both of the kills have been big ones to kind of stymie run that Dowling had been going on.
Indianola 2 points away from evening this match up here in 4-5. In Class 5A. There's a slide. I don't think they got over the net. That's going to be 4 contacts, yeah. Went on the slide to Ellie Moeller and just hit it off the top of the net. Came right back to the Dowling side. 4 contacts, and it is set points for Indianola. Lacey Lurseth, 45 ace serves. One of those would be huge right here. Dowling does receive. They're going to go with Klein on the back row, and that one is blocked right back down. A solo block by Mackenzie Sloan. Block number 23 of the season for Sloan, and Indianola is on the board. They win in set 2, 25-17.
Yeah, flip-flop of game number 1, 25-17 in favor of Dowling, and now 25-17 in favor of the Indians.
It's anybody's match. Both teams will head back into the hallways to talk about this one. We'll head to a break. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Back to Coralville, the IGHSAU State Volleyball Championships, and Austin Oliver with Zarin Egestal here this evening. And Austin, as we push into the evening, what was Indianola able to do in the second set that didn't work for them in the first set?
Well, I think they just got back into a good service eve, got their offense rolling. We're staying in system. They kind of had dealt with a little bit of the block in the beginning of that second game, but they kind of thwarted that block as they got a little bit further into the game. But right now, I think it's anybody's game right now. We're 1-1 and exactly where we thought we would be as both the teams start to come back out onto the court for game number 3.
Yeah, coming into this match, we talked about it. It would not surprise anybody if we win 5. It wouldn't surprise anybody if either of the teams won in 3, but every set was, down to the wire. And so far, we will play at least 4 sets in this one between Indianola and Dowling Catholic, and the winner of this set will give themselves a big advantage going into set number 4. Set number 3 on the horizon. Our stats are brought to you by Sioux Cup. Thanks so much to our good friends at Sioux Cup for sponsoring today's stats.
Yeah, for both teams here, I think Dowling Catholic only had 1 5-setter against Ankeny Centennial. They lost 2-3. And then on the Indianola side, 5-setter, there wasn't one of them throughout the whole year. So they were all pretty much straight set wins there, and a couple there. I don't think they ever went past game number 3 even, it looks like to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to look through here. It looks like game number 3 was as far as they ever went.
There's a touch there, so Klein will find her first kill of the third set. Yeah, let's go back to that Ankeny Centennial match. Match number 1, Ankeny Centennial versus Indianola back on August 26th. Indianola was up 2-0 in that match, and Ankeny Centennial flexed their muscles, came back and won 3-0 to find the reverse sweep, or 3 sets in a row to find the reverse sweep and win 3-2. And Coach Halstead said just a really big learning moment, night number 1 from his team.
Yeah, as Nelson got called for a double there, she tried to dump that ball over.
Dowling Catholic, as Indianola did in the second set, takes an early lead. 2-0. Serve will come. Received by Indianola. Out of system. They're just going to have to free ball it over with Sloan. Come right back with a kill. Kate Nelson finds another one. Nelson, her second kill of the match for Dowling Catholic. Serve will come out of Rogers, the setter. Oh, wow. Cameron Overton with authority. And Indianola scores here in set 3.
Yeah, she just waited till that block or that ball had gone past the block and snapped her wrist and went right down the line. And that defender barely even moved, and the ball was already on top of her.
Oh, and unable to get to it is Dowling Catholic. Rogers was on the near side. She had to run all the way across the net, and nobody able to pick her up. So an ace serve brought to you by Channel Seeds. Visit them at channelseed.com today. All of our aces in this state tournament are brought to you by our friends at Channel Seeds. Dowling Catholic fans on the far side, Indianola fans here on the near side. Both teams on the far side here in Coralville. It's been a great start to the tournament, and that one sent long by Klein. Klein hasn't missed much today, but that one goes a little bit.
Yeah, a little early run by Dowling. It's matched by an early run by Indianola. We're tied up 3-3, so here we go.
11 kills on the night for Klein, unable to get her 12th there. Dowling Catholic will go over with Gredeke. Big block. Can Indianola get an up? They cannot. Trying with the back leg was Grover. A good effort, but Indianola unable to get the up.
Yeah, tried to go with the scorpion kick there, but was not able to connect.
I believe that would have been the third hit too, so she probably had to go, or she did have to go over with that as well, which makes it even more difficult. And Cam Overton comes right back with another hard shot. Overton trying to get Indianola back to the lead. And she comes with a shot. 5'11" senior, nearing 400 kills this year. 45th match of the year for Indianola. Block in the middle. Good up by Grant. That was behind the pin. And Indianola, just like that, after falling behind 3-0, now leads 5-4.
Yeah, they're going to have to, Dowling's going to have to make some adjustments on that defense on Overton. She's gone down that line twice. They're going to need to cycle that defense to go down that line a little bit and force her to go back cross court, change up that block a little bit.
The back set works to perfection. Gredeke finds the kill for Dowling Catholic. Ella Rogers, we've talked about her tonight, has been so good with her hands and finds Gredeke there. Back knotted up, 5-5 here in set 3. And Grant rolls one over the top of the Tate, received by Downey. Overton cuts that one down the line. Lerseth will bump past it. The 10-foot volleyball line and over by Lauren Olson. Now in the middle, kept alive by Indianola. A good up, but they had to go over on the third, and they were unable to. Indianola just doesn't want to let any ball die. Leading 6-5 is Dowling Catholic. And Grant will go just down the road to Ames next year. Big block up front by Dowling Catholic. Ellie Muller and Gredeke find the block.
Yeah, nice solid wall there set up and put that ball directly right down for the Dowling Catholic.
Grant has reached over 1,000 career digs and owns the school record as she continues to serve here for Dowling Catholic. Jousting at the net, won by the Maroons. That allows Indianola to set it up. Rogers right back to the middle to Ellie Muller, and Ellie Muller kills the volleyball.
Muller just going up no matter what there and was going to go for that tempo shot there, and Rogers was apt to give it right to her. She put that ball away across court on the quick.
Some of those quick shots can just catch a defense off. And that one's out, trying to go line for Indianola. Dowling back in the lead by 4, 9-5. And Grant continues to serve, and Indianola will take a timeout. We'll take it as well, 9-5. Dowling Catholic leads over Indianola in set number 3 of the IGHSAU State 5A quarterfinal matchup. Then the 4 seed and the 5 seed will come right back to Coralville.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
There's the Dowling Catholic huddle as they will break it. With 16th year head coach Mary Beth Wiskus has over 470 wins, 475 in her career, 155 losses, and 13th straight state tournament appearance. Just incredible for Dowling Catholic.
A little bit of a dynasty there as coming to the state tournament. But like you said earlier in the match, they need to put that crown up into their trophy case here soon as well.
Grant with the service error. Don't see that very often out of Grant. 9-6. Cameron Overton will serve for Indianola. An attack by Greneke. Oh, and Aspen Nelson tried to roll that one over the blockers and just didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, one of the very few mistakes we've seen her make so far tonight. She's been nails pretty much on every shot she sent over.
Waukee Northwest, the number 1 seed, took the first set over Ankeny, but Ankeny leads in the second set. Defending champions Waukee Northwest. They will get, the winner of that will get Ankeny Centennial. Has another big block up front. Those blockers, Nelson and Mulder. Rogers has been getting in there. Have been so tough.
I think that was Rogers on that one. That's, like I said, that 6-1 setter just adds another dimension to that blocking formation up there.
Indianola set to receive. There's a serve. Sends them out of system. Just have to go over with it. On the slide now. Tipped over. Good up by Aspen Nelson. They'll set it back to Nelson. Good up in the back row by Klein for Dowling Catholic. Lerseth does the same. Here's Aspen Nelson. Can she kill the volleyball? No, it's out. Tried to hit line here on the near side and just misses. And Dowling Catholic extends their lead now 12-6.
And that's what that strong block does to you. You get blocked a couple times out there. I think we've had 2 in the last couple swings there for Nelson. It just kind of gets you into your head a little bit and how you want to do it. And you try to over-exaggerate maybe going down that line. That's what happened in that situation.
Nelson will go right back at the block this time and finds the kill. And that's the good player in her, the good head on her, because as you said, maybe thinking about it a little bit, but not afraid to go right back to it.
Yeah, hitters are going to hit. So your good hitters will just keep swinging, and you know that that's just part of it is getting blocked. Part of it's hitting out. But you just keep at it, and the next one, she got the point on the next one, and she's going to turn over the confidence level again.
That one was blocked. Dowling comes right back at it. Rogers will set far pin.
Off the top of the block.
That's going to be a touch against Indianola. And the kill will go to Ellie Muller, I believe. Pardon me, that was Carolyn Crane with the kill for Dowling Catholic. As the "She is a Freshman" chant comes out from the Dowling Catholic student section across the way. Joust at the top of the net. This one will keep playing. There was a whistle, but it came from the other court. Good up by Indianola. They're going to have to go over now. They do. That was Zoe Belt. Dumped right back by Rogers. The kill is down. It's 14-7.
Yeah, Rogers with the takeover on the dump. She had the action of the slide going to the outside, so that middle blocker was already moving out to cover that, and that left that middle section of the whole court wide open. A great choice by her in that play.
Over 40 kills this year for Rogers. McGraw will set to Sloan. Good dig by Grant, but it goes out. Grant made a great effort at that one, but the pass goes right into the official. Out, and it's 14-8. Indianola trailing by 6. Winner of this will need just one set to win the match. And again, the joust at the top of the net is won by Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, Ellie Mueller just too much of a presence there in the middle, was able to put that one right back down. Just a bad matchup for Indianola right there at that middle hitter right there.
IMT substitution, be worry-free with IMT and IMT INS, as Alexis Tice is in, will serve with the left hand. A little bit of a different look for Indianola as Aspen Nelson goes over the top of the block. That will allow Dowling Catholic to come right back in the middle. Kate Nelson, the 5'9" middle hitter, gets into the action. We've been talking a lot about Greteke and Klein, Rogers. Kate Nelson also showing a reckoning force as well. And that one's out. And just like that, Dowling Catholic back flexing their muscles, leading 17-8. Forces Indianola into a timeout. We'll take it as well. 17-8, Dowling Catholic will come back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville, the Extreme Arenas. Darren Eggesdahl, Austin Oliver with you in the Class 5A quarterfinal between the 4 seed, the Dowling Catholic Maroons, the state runners-up in Class 5A a year ago, and Indianola, the state runner-up in Class 4A a year ago. Indianola now up to 5A, taking on the runner-up from Class 5A from a year ago. 2 timeouts have been called by Indianola. And the serve is taken by the Indians. Sloan blocked. And a chance now dumped over by Rogers. And she finds the kill, 18-8. And you were talking about Dowling Catholic just got a little motivation, and since then they've been off the races.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about what was going to be the game plan coming out of that game number 2 loss. And I think that establishing the middle and having that be the focal point of the offense is definitely what they've been doing. That's where they've been scoring at, and it's going to open up those outside hitters as we get further into the games as well.
Dowling had a play off the touch. Klein goes over with it. McGraw will bump set. Aspen Nelson through the block and finds the kill, and Indianola back on the board. Not going down yet. Lauren Olson back in for Indianola. She'll be an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. Nelson will serve. Good dig in the back row by Dowling Catholic. The up by Chapman. Sloan again. A great job in the back row by Dowling Catholic. This time it was Keeter. Grant now. All 3 back row players have kept this ball up so far. Can it turn into a Dowling Catholic point? Lurseth will bump set to Sloan. She'll go over with it. Here's a chance. Blocked. Push back row. Taken there by Lauren Olson. Now Aspen Nelson over by Overton. Rogers will set to Klein, who has been old trusty today so far. But a great dig by Lurseth. And a cut shot by Overton finds the kill.
Overton with just a little off-speed cut shot. Just beautiful. Caught everybody completely off guard.
Back-to-back points for Indianola. Maybe some momentum after a long one. Aspen Nelson, who has been solid today in all aspects of her game, including serving. Now she'll play this one, looking for an assist. Sloan will send it down the tape. Klein will come back from in front of the 10-foot, dug out there by Olsen. Back set to Sloan, and she finds the kill. It's 3 straight for Indianola, 18-11. And Indianola doesn't say quit just yet.
Yeah, Nelson ran that ball down and just threw it back over her shoulders out to the opposite. I think that was the exact opposite of where everybody thought it was going to be going, so it ended up working out well for them.
There's an attack by Klein. Nelson will set to Overton. Played in the back row. Up by Indianola. Will it go over? It will not. Indianola again fighting for every point, but Kate Nelson was able to push that one back row, get Indianola out of system.
I swore I heard a whistle on that one as well. I guess we're just close enough to both courts to be able to hear both the whistles, but.
Yeah, timeout between Ankeny and Waukee Northwest. Was the whistle you may heard. 19-11 in favor of Dowling Catholic. Winner will go to game 4 with a chance to win it. Rogers will back set this one. Off the top of the tape. Overton, dug out by Grant for Dowling Catholic. Klein sends it a bit long. Dowling Catholic was asking for a touch. They did not get one. It's 19-12.
Yeah, the Indians trying to make the run here in game number 3. Been down by quite a bit. They got it down to 7 right now.
Sloan back to serve. Set in the middle, and that one was hit so hard by Ava Gredicke.
Just a gorgeous tandem run there. The threat of that middle that they've been scoring on throughout the whole match drew that middle blocker up, and when that tandem hitter came from behind, no blocker up there, she's able to just really let go on that one.
Have not seen the stack as successful, or really haven't seen it much so far from Dowling Catholic, but they use it there, lead 20-12. And that one's dug out back row by Olsen. Can it play up? It is by Lurseth. Rogers will set middle to Nelson. Nelson jousting. Here comes Overton. Whistle. And it's going to be net violation against Dowling Catholic. The Indianola bench saw it right away and stand up.
I thought he said 4 hits, but he was calling out the number of the person who had hit the net. So had me really confused there for a second, but got it now.
I also briefly in the mind thought it was 4 contacts, but then I was like, yeah, that can't be. Blocked by Indianola, and the Indians are back to within 6. Chipping away.
Dowling's just got to be thinking about playing side-out volleyball here, and they can win this third game here. But the Indians are trying to make a run out of this right now.
There's a kill for Gredicke. Ava Gredicke with the kill. Up to double-digit kills now as well for Dowling Catholic. Has a couple of digs to go along with those 10 kills. 21-14. As you mentioned, Dowling Catholic, they can go point for point here. That one sent long by Overton. Overton, I think, just wanted that one a little bit closer. Kind of got up, maybe frustrated a little bit with herself.
Just a little bit too aggressive on the angle, but still going for the shot.
You see Indianola not playing it safe, needing a big comeback. They're looking for some skill shots. Trying to dig themselves back into this one. Elson will set. Just not enough of it by Lauren Olsen. 23-14. And Dowling Catholic now 2 points away from taking set number 3. And will have a chance to win the match in set 4. Won the first set 25-17, then lost 25-17 in the second set. And Indianola miscommunication there. What'd you see?
Yeah, it just looked like the middle hitter was going for a quick, and the setter set like a 31 to a little bit more to the outside. Just it looked like they were not in connection there. Just a tough part of the game to be able to do that in as well.
24-14. It is set point number 1 for Dowling Catholic, and have Grant serving. Grant trying to get the pancake, not able to get there as Cameron Overton finds the kill. 24-15. Set point number 2. Both teams have battled when they're on set point. But for Indianola, they're going to need to string a ton in a row. And they've got 2. Ace serve by Cameron Overton. And just like that, we'll have set point number 3 for Dowling Catholic, 24-16.
Yeah, Overton with 9 kills. He's got that ace as well.
Overton sends this one over the net on the serve. The back set to Gredicke, played by Klein off the block. And point number 3 for Indianola. Set point number 4 upcoming. 24-17. Dowling Catholic still in control, but if you're Indianola, you got to feel some momentum right now.
Well, at the very least, you could take some of the momentum maybe into game 3, even if you end up or game 4, even if you do end up losing game number 3. It's kind of what happened in game number 1. They made a little mini run right at the end of game number 1 and were able to take game number 2 off of that momentum.
Dowling Catholic couldn't set anything up. A good up by the Maroons. Indianola in system. Dana Blake just goes with the tip over. And there it is. Dowling Catholic finds the kill out of Ellie Muller, the 6'2 junior middle hitter. 25-17 for a 3rd consecutive set. And Dowling Catholic now on the brink of the state quarterfinals again here in 2024. We'll come back. This is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Here in Greater Des Moines, we're the unexpected sports mecca that feels like home. We are the big ballers, the little kickers, the underdogs, and the bulldogs. We've got events wacky and wild, big and small, we host them all. And that old sports cliche, nobody believes in us? Nah, when you come here, you'll believe. Because in Des Moines, only the S's are silent. Let's go!
Back here to the state volleyball championships presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We want to say again thank you to our good friends at the Iowa Farm Bureau. Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities. That's why they are the proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing girls state volleyball tournament. They believe by investing in our youth, we are investing in Iowa's future. Speaking of Iowa's future, we have had some really good volleyball players out of the state of Iowa that are, making a name for themselves at the collegiate level at such a high level. Volleyball in Iowa has been so good.
It has. Coached a little bit of club, had a couple girls go play in good Division I volleyball. As I mentioned earlier, a Dowling alum, Kenzie Dean's been down at Kansas, that number 8 volleyball team in the nation. They might have moved up or down there, I'm not sure exactly, but another one of the small schools Brittany Bacorn's been setting down at Tulsa as a freshman. She's running the secondary setter of a 6'2", so it's been good to see some of those Iowa girls out there contributing.
Our stats are brought to you by Sioux Cup here for set number 3. And one of the things that we noticed is the hitting percentages for Dowling Catholic pretty outstanding so far.
Yeah, it's been the strong point for them for sure. So I'll be interested to see how that little mini run that Indianola made at the end of the game there is that they could carry over any of that momentum and start this game off strongly like they did game 2 here in game 4.
Season on the line for Indianola. Dowling Catholic played 16 state tournament teams throughout the season, went 8-8, 12 in 5A, 2 in 3A, 4 in 1 in 4A, and 1 in Class 1A. So both teams making trips around all classes. As Dowling Catholic is going to start with the first point, we will have a double violation, 2 contacts against Indianola.
Yeah, probably a wet ball, just couldn't get her hands on it enough. It slipped right through the grip of the setter.
The other thing that Dowling Catholic did this year is they played Scott Catholic out of Nebraska, who is the number 2 seed in the Nebraska Class B state tournament that's getting ready to start as well. Scott Catholic has won, get this, 9 straight Class B state championships there in Nebraska, the second biggest class in Nebraska. They've won 9 straight state championships, going for 10 this year.
Unbelievable.
Dowling Catholic playing Scott Catholic earlier this year, back on the 26th of September. And that one is sent long. Dowling Catholic asking for a touch. Officials disagree. And Indianola leads 2-1. Maroons have been to the state tournament every year since 2012, 13th consecutive. Oh, it's dumped over right into the donut there for Rogers.
Rogers just smoothly put that one right down where nobody was at.
2-2 here in set number 4. Dowling Catholic leads the match 2-1. And we'll see the serve coming. Nelson is into set. I don't think that was blocked. It was. Excuse me. So it is blocked. Kate Nelson comes back with a strike for Dowling Catholic, but that time it doesn't go over by Cameron Overton. A bit short on her attack. It's 3-2. Dowling Catholic in the lead.
Yeah, not the start that the Indians were hoping for here, but maybe they can get things going in the right direction here. Just down 1 here in set number 4.
Final 2 matches of the quarterfinals in Class 5A. We go to Class 4A next. Class 4A, so competitive last year. We'll see an attack and a kill by Overton.
Well, sir, we already know what the score is going to be. It's going to be 17-25. It's just a matter of figuring out who's going to be on top this time. So
that would be wild.
Yeah.
You know, and actually 17-25 would be really, really tough to get to in set 5, but you never know.
Yeah, that is true.
Actually impossible.
Yeah.
So if it does happen here in set number 4, that will for sure end the run. Maybe 17-15. That's doable.
That could be, yeah.
We will see. Indianola, they got to win this one. They start with a big block there. And the point will be a 2 contacts against Dowling Catholic. Dowling Catholic's passing has been incredible so far today.
Yeah, it's always going to be one of the strong suits. Grant there is just rock solid. The other DS just had that ball just a little bit off there, but Stawn is always going to be a nice passer back there as well.
Mary Beth Wykus thought that maybe Indianola was in the net. The officials disagree. Of course, we get down here to the state tournament, we got the absolute best of the best. And that one sent long. These officials are graded throughout the entire year by other officials, their peers, all across the state, all season long. And the ones that score the best, do the best, are here to referee the best. Dug out by Dowling Catholic. They will play it on that far side by Kennedy Klein. And just tipped over by Overton. And Overton trying to keep the train on the tracks here for Indianola, leading 6-4 here in set number 4.
Yeah, talking about Kennedy Klein, freshman coming in, just getting a trial by fire. She's going to be gaining some great experience that she's going to be able to take forward as she gets into her other years of high school. But what an opportunity for her to be able to come in and contribute for this team right now.
Had 37 sets played this season coming into the state tournament. And that one is hammered down by Cameron Overton. Right down Broadway, it's 7-4. Zoe Belt is in to serve. There's 11, a senior. Again, mentioned just a couple of sophomores on this Indianola team. The rest are all juniors and seniors. And they can't get to that one. Good effort by Lauren Olson. She had to jump from a little ways out to try to get there, but unable to do so.
The set was just a little bit too tight, and by the time she got up there to be able to get a touch on it, was just too far below the net.
How tough is it? Obviously, there's advantages to running the 6-2, but how tough is it as a hitter when you're going off of 2 setters? So, and obviously everybody sets differently.
Well, you're going to be building relationships with that setter. Throughout the whole year. You can't be changing that style of offense as you go through the course of the year, but you build relationships with those hitters and understand their intricacies of how they want their balls. So it is a little bit of a difference. I think the other part of it too probably is we see a service error there for Dowling, is that that secondary set is usually going out and having to come back in, going out and coming back in. So it keeps that, does keep them a little bit cold in some certain situations. To not often is there somebody like Nelson who's playing all the way around and being a setter in the back row. So it's a little bit different of a situation as well.
Alexis Tice with an ace serve and then a service error to even things out back to a 2-point lead in favor of Indianola, but that is now down to 1. As the Indians send it long.
Haven't seen a ton of back row attacks, but there was a nice little pop-up that they tried to get Overton. Overton was trying to get a touch call on that, but the Jay Grassley, the back lineman, said no way.
This one is sent over, played by McGraw. And Aspen Nelson gets the set from the other center, Josie McGraw. And Nelson powers right through the block. It's 9-7 in a must-win set for Indianola. Lost the first and the third set, 25-17. Won the second set, 25-17. Lursef is in. Casey Lursef was so incredible last year. Here's the slide that has been also incredible for Dowling Catholic, and they find the kill with Ellie Muller.
Yeah, Rogers just popped that one up there perfectly for Muller and was able to put that one away across court. Nice job.
Muller has 9 kills. She is one off of double digits. Klein, the only other Maroon on the court right now that has double digits, has 11. She has been, well, she comes back with a big block, a tandem block between Ellie Muller and Klein. I was just going to say, we haven't seen as much of Klein in the last 2 sets, but she comes right back with the defense.
Yeah, great block there. Put that ball right down. No chance for a pop-up by Libero or DS.
Back and forth we go. Good serve. Belt will receive. Just batted over the net by Nelson. Here comes Klein. It's taken, and that's going to be a double contact there against Indianola. As McGraw just got too much of that volleyball.
Yeah, Nelson just such a talent. I don't know how she got that ball over there. That set that she had got across court, did a nice job. Ended up not being able to get the point, but just an extraordinary player. It's been fun to watch her play today.
IMT substitution, Abby Corbett is in. First time we've seen Corbett in this match up front. Wears number 6, the senior for Indianola. And a strike right back by who else than Ellie Muller. When you have 6'2" in the middle, you might as well use her.
Yep, up to 10 kills for the match. She hits double digits, just right off of a nice block that she had to score as well.
And, of course, if you're Dowling Catholic, you want to take care of business here. Once we get to a Game 5, we all know the Game 5s can go any direction, no matter how good each team is. Once you get to a Game 5, it is anybody's matchup, whoever starts hotter. And any team at this state tournament can start with a hot start. As Aspen Nelson will try to kill this one. She does, right through the block. The block was there by Ellie Moeller and Ella Rogers, but unable to get together. Maybe not tight enough there, as that one goes right through the middle of them.
Yeah, it's just uncanny skill that Nelson has to be able to get through that. She's done that several times tonight. Just really hard to get a good block on her.
That's awkwardly taken by Dowling Catholic. They'll have the free ball. It was a pretty good tip over. Aspen Nelson comes back. Grant will pass and just roll shot back. Oh, incredible play by Overton to keep that one alive. Here comes the slide by Dowling Catholic. The block is there for Indianola, and they'll play it back. A great up by Aspen Nelson. Again, go right back to the middle, and this time it's long. Indianola, the defense turns into a point. As Mueller sends it long, it's 11-11 here in set 4.
Point like that could be a momentum changer for the Indians. Just a lot of guts keeping that ball in play and getting it right back over and end up getting the point.
Serve is handled by Strawn. In the middle. Goes over by Glover. Good job by Lursef with a great up. Rogers, far pin to Klein. Lursef will receive. And it comes right back with a roll by Aspen Nelson.
Surprise, surprise. Nelson with another smart play right over the top of the block. Leads to a timeout for the Maroons.
Timeout, Dowling Catholic. Indianola leads in a must-win set, 12-11. We'll come back on the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Welcome back to Coralville. There is the Indians huddle, led by 13th year head coach Ken Halstead. 27 total years of coaching high school volleyball. Was at Coombe Rapids Bayard for a while, and 13 years ago took a step up here at Indianola. A history teacher, and he's always known for his one-liners. We talked about a couple of them so far. Now, he mentioned that Indianola all year they've been saying, hey, we get to play in 5A. But the other thing he said that really kind of resonated with me is he loves teaching. He said he's a teacher first, coach second, middle school history teacher at Indianola, and he loves his job. Sloan, she loves her job right now as she comes with a kill on the far pin.
Yeah, great run with the setter there. They deked the middle quick there and was able to pop that to the opposite, and nobody was there to block, and easy kill for the Indians.
13-11. You see the serve coming out of Indianola. It is McGraw. Received by Dowling Catholic. And right in the middle, off the block is Ellie Mueller. And she continues to flex her muscles. 11th kill for Mueller.
Yeah, pinpoint pass from the DS for the Maroons. We're led to that quick back set, which you don't see too often at this level, but worked for the Maroons.
Just such a high level of volleyball we have seen so far between these two teams. There's the slide by Sloan. Back the other way, and that's it. And for a kill, Kate Nelson. Again, this back line, we are right down it. Have a great view, and so does the line judge. Calls that one correctly as Kate Nelson finds the kill, her fourth of the match.
Maroons will look to go on a little run here with Grant at the serving line, and she sends that one deep. Servicing error for her.
A rare occurrence for Grant, especially right away. sometimes after you serve 4 or 5 balls, then you kind of get a little worked up and might send one long or send one short. But early in the rotation, pretty rare there from Grant. Nelson will just push this one over. Good up by Aspen Nelson. That one is over and out. On the attack by Overton. Good job by Dowling Catholic. That could have been a ball where somebody might have dove to their left and tried to keep that one up, not knowing if it was going to go out, but they kept the hands away.
Yeah, right off of the top of the tape, it just kept on going.
14-14. I feel like our streak is probably going to end here in the 4th set as Sloan comes firing right back. Would be tough for either two of these teams to get to 25 while the other one is at 17. Because of the back and forth volleyball we've had so far, but you just never know. Maybe Indianola goes on a run with Sloan. Can they find 10 in a row? Dug out in the back row by Olson. Pushed over by Overton, and that one sent long by Klein. Came on the run there, got the hands out, but just pass off the front of the hands.
Yeah, just overplayed that a little bit. I think she got there a little bit quicker than she thought she was going to and just ended up drifting with the ball, took it out of bounds.
Now Indianola leads by 2. Good up by Sloan. Here's an attack by Overton. Oh, a great over by Dowling Catholic, but it sets up the Indians, but an even better up by Nelson and company for Dowling Catholic. Dana Blake comes back and said, we want the momentum from this big point as she finds the kill.
Kate Nelson, I don't know how she got that ball up as she just threw her body down right at the line underneath the net and popped it up, but it was to no avail as the Indians took it right back over for the point.
4 kills for Dana Blake now, and just like that, it is 17-14 in favor of Indianola. They found 3 in a row. Can they find 4? No. As Overton tries to go line. Good eyes there by Dowling Catholic. Immediately saying that ball's out. It is Kaylee Klein now back to serve for the Dowling Catholic Maroons, who lead the match 2-1 but trail the set 17-15. Oh,
just a little bit too high for the middle there as it looked like Cameron Overton is actually hitting out of the middle there. So that's that versatility that you talked about earlier in the match for those Indianola hitters, but just a little bit too tall for her.
Yeah, Overton is listed on the Indianola roster as an outside hitter, but 5 different girls at times could play the middle for the Indians. They routinely have 3 with Dana Blake, and then, of course, those big blockers in Grover and Sloan, which, compared to what we've seen from Dowling Catholic so far, I definitely have to give that edge of net presence to Dowling Catholic.
Absolutely. That's there's been a couple points where there's been some jousting components to a couple different plays, and the blocks in just general have been definitely more dominant on the Dowling side.
Indianola leads the set 17-16, but trails the match 2-1. Thanks for joining us here in the final Class 5A match on court number 1 in the quarterfinals. 5A will be back on Wednesday for the semifinals. And then the championships, all 5 of them, played on Thursday. 4 long but so much fun days of state volleyball here in Coralville. Quarterfinals today and tomorrow, semifinals on Wednesday, finals on Thursday. Both these two teams played on Thursday in the finals a year ago in different classes, and Dowling Catholic ties it back up at 17-17.
Just a smart play on the outside, just took a little bit off of it and pushed it over to the far side, and just Indianola just was not able to get somebody over there to help out with it.
Ankeny now leading Waukee Northwest 21-17 in the third. And there is Dana Blake, comes right back and finds the kill.
Another outside hitter hitting in the middle there. I don't know how she got that one over, because when she struck that ball, it was definitely underneath the plane of the net. But with some skill, got that ball over and got the kill.
We'll have a quick cleanup in front of the 10-foot volleyball line here by the near pin. Obviously warm out there on the court. And we are ready to play 18-17. And the serve is into the net. Sometimes those long delays can really get in the mind of a server, and that one just goes into the net.
A nice tactic from the Maroons there to try to get in the head of the Indianola server. I don't think it was, but it definitely worked if it was.
Of course, Dowling Catholic with big blockers and hard hitters. Want to make sure that the court is safe for them to play on. And this one can't be returned by Indianola. And Dowling Catholic has raced all the way back to the lead, 19-18. The Maroons on the verge of a state semifinal appearance.
That was a rough one as Nelson had run that one all the way down and got it back into play, and just nobody stepped up to take it over.
IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com as Sully Downey is back into the back row for Indianola, and a must-win point, and they find it. It'll be 4 contacts against the Maroons, and 19-19. Just don't want Dowling Catholic to have much of a lead here if you are Indianola. Just 6 points away from the state semifinals again this year for the Maroons. This year as the 4 seed, excuse me. They were the 1 seed last year, and McGraw dumps it over and finds the kill. Josie McGraw, the 5'7" senior center, 34 kills this season. Has 3 so far tonight. And now Indianola back in the lead, 20-19. And that one is hammered down Broadway by Ellie Moeller.
Yeah, one of the first times they've run that 31, which is a tempo set to right in between where the middle hitter and the outside hitter would be hitting. It just catches that middle hitter off guard, or the middle blocker off guard to be able to move out, and she just split the blockers on that one. Beautiful play.
20-20. Service on the way by Maddie Chapman. McGraw will set here to the near pin. And Aspen Nelson is blocked right back down on the Indianola side. Moeller with the block for Dowling Catholic, and now just 4 points away from the semifinals are the Maroons.
Set was just a little bit too tight. Just didn't give her any room to be able to do anything with that one.
They will meet number 1 Pleasant Valley, who found a straight set sweep over Rocky, the number 8 seed, this morning in the first game on this court. It has been chalk so far here in Class 5A, especially with Dowling Catholic leading the match 2-1. But Indianola trying to push this to a game 4. They're right there, just need 4 points. Off the serve. That's long.
Just a little
22-21. They let that one go. Maybe a little risky, but it pays off. Timeout Maroons. We'll keep it right here, 22-21. And Indianola, we've talked about all game long, whether it's a ball or whether it's a set, they just continue to fight and lean back on Dowling Catholic.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's a bigger lead by one of the teams or the other, and I look up and it's just 1 point every time I've looked up. So great game here as Indianola's taken the lead here in game number 4, right? We're at game number 4 here, yep. But it's going to be interesting to see how these last few points goes for both teams here to see if they can either extend this match or end the match for the Maroons.
Indianola probably has the crowd advantage as well, as a bunch of Indians made the trip draped in black to support their team, draped in purple on the court. Dowling Catholic also has a group of students and family members across the way looking on. 22-21. Lurseth will serve. The jump serve. It's successful. Sometimes a little risky right at that line. And coming right back down the middle is Ellie Mulder, who has been so successful tonight. Kill number 14 on the set, on the match for her.
When you need a kill, you know who they were going to go to, and that's exactly what they did.
Here's the serve. McGraw will set Aspen Nelson here on the near side. That's a Dowling. Nope, excuse me, that was blocked by the Maroons. On the slide, Muller trying for another one. It is 23-22, and the Maroons are on the verge of the state semifinals. Indianola went on a long run late in that set number 3. They're going to need one here, trailing 23-22. And for both teams, let's break down the conversation. If it's Dowling Catholic, hey, no pressure on us. We lose, I guess we got to go to a game 5. But for Indianola, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think so as well, especially being down. I think Dowling's just definitely going to go back to their middle hitters. That's been their bread and butter and been their game winners for them. There's just a lot of hitters on Indianola's side. It's going to be interesting to see out of the timeout who they're going to run this play for. I'm guessing Nelson is probably a strong contender to get this ball right out of the gate.
How much is it Josie McGraw's decision? How much of it is set up by Coach Halstead in the timeout?
Well, she may say something at timeout. Let's look for this. Obviously, the center's going to have to make that decision of where that ball's going to go, depending on where that pass is going to be. But she may be calling for something in the timeout.
There's the serve. And they're going to go to the slide. Off Sloan. And it's set to perfection. 23-23. That looked like plan A.
Exactly, yep.
And Coach Halstead, of course, has to be excited about that. You set something up in the timeout and your team executes it to perfection. Just like that, Waukee Northwest now leads 26-25. They're in extra points. And it is 24-23. Oh, was there a touch? Excuse me.
It was a touch, yeah. Mine went off the top of the block. And it obviously did because we didn't see any bemoaning from the Indianola Indians at all. So off the top of the block.
Still 24-23, but in favor of Dowling Catholic. And who else would you want serving match point than Grants? The Iowa State commit, over 100 ace serves this year. Really tough one to play for Indianola. Grant will pass. Great up by Lurseth with the season on the line. Aspen Nelson with a roll shot. Dowling with a chance to tip over. It's over. And Dowling Catholic will storm the court. The Maroons win 25-23 in 4 sets of the Class 5A quarterfinal. It is Dowling Catholic back to the state semifinals. And Indianola will end their season at 38-7. 30th win of the year for the Maroons. And they are off to the state semifinals where they will meet #1 Pleasant Valley on Wednesday.
Rogers with just a beautiful dink there right at the game point there. Just took a option that she hadn't really used at all during that whole match and just popped it right over the top of her head. Beautiful set over for her.
Another matchup that has not happened yet this year is Dowling Catholic versus Pleasant Valley. Of course, that one's a little bit more common with Pleasant Valley quite far from the Des Moines Metro. But it'll be a new matchup again for Dowling Catholic in 2024 as they will head to the state semifinals.
Direct your attention for the court for the awards presentation. In addition to receiving their team trophy, each participating player will receive a medal and commemorative volleyball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Presenting awards from the IGHSAU, our Assistant Director Madison Melchert and Executive Director Aaron Gerlich. Congratulations, Head Coach Kent Halstead and the Indians from Indianola on an outstanding 2024 volleyball season.
Point, Northwest. Substitution for Waukee Northwest, Piper Ludwig. Serving match point, #5, Avery Vogt.
And now, Ella Rogers. Advance your team on the 5A bracket to the semifinal round. Dowling Catholic fans, your team advances to the 5A semifinals and will play right here in Court 1 on Wednesday at 10 a.m. We'll see you then. Fans, on behalf of the
welcome back upstairs. 25-17, 17-25, 25-17, 25-23. And Waukee Northwest also is off to the semifinals, so the quarterfinals are complete. We'll come back and we'll wrap this one up here from Coralville. Right after this is the IGHSAU Digital Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back to Coralville. It's a winner for Dowling Catholic. Austin Oliver. What a match we saw.
Yeah, I think Indianola's got held their head up high. Won game number 2, played really well in game number 4, went right down to the wire. Dowling Catholic's going to be able to take some momentum into round 2. Got tested a little bit here in round 1. They should be prepared for that next round and ready to go.
Class 5A goes chalk as 1, 2, 3, 4 are all winners. Welcome back for Class 4A here after a little while. Again, final score. It is Dowling Catholic 3, Indianola 1, and are off to the state semifinals. For Austin Oliver, I'm Zaron Agastal and the entire CISN crew here in Coralville. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.